And in this episode of Work Van Confessions, I have to admit I was a little hesitant about making this video because we started this channel to help people get started investing in real estate because we saw the benefits. And like a lot of our mentors have been so gracious, and they tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly about real estate investing, especially they say in the first 5 years. And I think that's what finally helped me make the decision to go ahead and talk about this, because we're going through some things on one of our properties. And I was talking to the group last night on our Wednesday accountability call that, here we are trying to talk people into, not talk people into, I shouldn't say that, but we're trying to help people get into real estate investing because we believe you can have a brighter future with a few rentals at least. And so we have this triplex. It's in St. Louis. Actually, it's in St. Joseph, Missouri, and we just did a big rehab on it. It's a triplex. It's three two-bedroom, one bath units, and we did an extensive rehab on two of the units. Cost about $30,000. We did things like mini splits and new flooring and paint and some cabinetry, a little bit of carpet here and there, but it added up pretty quick. And then it took a while for us to get the two units filled. Probably about a month and a half we were waiting. And I always talk about reserves and how important they are. So we weren't in a rush to get the units filled. We wanted the best possible tenants. And then, like a week ago, we got the units filled. So we were really, really excited about that. And the tenants moved in, and then there was an issue with one of the toilets. So the plumbers were called, and apparently, when the plumbers were scheduled to come, the toilet started working, so they were called off. Then the toilet stopped again, and they were called back. And so they pulled a toilet, they were snaking the line, and I don't know what happened, but one of the sewer lines started leaking. And of course, this was upstairs, so it started leaking into the apartment downstairs. And so, of course, the tenants in the lower unit were upset because they were getting dirty water leaking through the ceiling. And so they managed to get the line cleared so that the toilet's working. Meanwhile, there's a leak. It wasn't a huge leak, but it was dripping water through the ceiling, and the tenants were upset. So we had worked with our property manager to see if we could rent them a room for the night, which they gladly accepted. And after the first day, we were able to get a cleaning crew in, sanitize and everything, try to get the water cleaned up and get the area dried. And so that is taking a little longer than we had hoped. So we're extending the stay for the tenants in the uh, hotel. It's like a couple $100 a day. But we just wanted to make sure the tenants understood that we were doing everything we could to rectify the situation, get everything cleaned up for them. And so the thought that I had, and the reason that I was a little hesitant to make the video, is because, like I told the folks last night, we're trying to show people how great this can be and how freeing it can be with a few rentals. But here's part of the bad side, right? Plumbing issues. Luckily, the property manager is really taking the brunt of the tenants' anger, if you want to call it that. I think they were a bit angry that they were getting sewer water dripping on their sofa downstairs. So but then I was also thinking that, like I said earlier, we're trying to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of this whole business, and this is part of the ugly. There's what I'm hoping that will come from the video is the fact that we can show you how we're working through it, what it took to get through it, and I think we still probably have a couple days to go before the situation is completely uh, cleaned up and corrected. But we were going to have to place two tenants in hotels because of the original toilet that wasn't working. But since they got the toilet working, that tenant is fine and be able to stay in place. But the downstairs tenant had to move out for a day. There were there are going to be some expenses. Obviously, it was already $1,000 to get the plumbers there to take care of the toilet issue, and even though it seems like when they sent their snake through the pipe, it got stuck, and I think the plumbing in the home is pretty old. It's I think the home was built in 1904. It's an old Victorian house, so they might have poked a hole in the cast iron pipe. So they're going to open up the ceiling downstairs and locate the leak and get those pipes fixed. So with all that said, I think, obviously we're moving forward with the business. We're not going to be deterred by this and stop investing. We're closing on another door next week, and so we're excited about that. But even with these repairs that we're encountering, the other units that we have, we're going to have 3 units turning over. We bought one a couple weeks ago, so that's getting ready to get rented out. We're closing on one next week that we're going to have a few repairs to do before it's ready for rent. And then we also have a Section 8 tenant that is moving out after September. So we'll have basically 3 vacant units out of 10. And again, the reserves are super helpful to keep us moving forward. And that's part of the good, right? The good thing is we've been able to acquire a few more doors this year, and the bad part is the plumbing issues we're going through with the other unit. If you rewatch this video, maybe you could send me your thoughts on what you think about when I was talking about being hesitant, because I think talking about these issues that we're going through might keep somebody from wanting to invest. I know it's a big mindset shift. These are the things people hear all the time that I would think they consider horror stories. Plumbing, uh, tenants, toilets, and termites, as they say. And this falls right into that category. So I would appreciate any feedback you guys have on this whole scenario. And I've said before, like, I hope people don't see these videos, or if you watch any of the other videos on our channel, we've had a lot of things that we've gone through since we started in 2021 again. And I'm hoping what people are taking away from the videos and this whole experience is that we're sharing the challenges that we've had so far and how we're working through it, and things are getting better. But like a lot of us say, things will start moving in the right direction for a while, and then you have a setback. Hopefully, I think this year we're finishing up our 3rd year, going into our 4th year since we got restarted in 21, and there's a lot more positive than there have been negative. So again, what I hope people are getting out of it is that they're understanding that we have challenges and we're able to move forward through them to reach our goal. And what I hope they don't think is that, why is this guy still investing if all this stuff went wrong? And like I said, that most of our properties are doing just as well as we had hoped. The cash flow is coming in. We've dealt with some. We're going through an eviction right now, our first, and but all the other places are working as we thought they should. So I hope this helps. Again, let me know what you think. You might need to rewatch if you joined late, but this video will go on my channel here in a few minutes, so that you can watch the whole thing and hear about the plumbing issues that we were going through. I appreciate you guys jumping on, and we'll talk to you guys soon.